Together, we have two crises: climate change and the global economy. But these crises present us with a great opportunity, an opportunity to address both challenges simultaneously. We need a Green New Deal.
A Green New Deal will respond to the converging crises we face: the financial sector collapse, the economic downturn and its social impact, dwindling resources, environmental destruction and climate change. It will stabilize the situation in the short term and make a long-term shift to a new economic and social system based on sufficiency and sustainability. It will focus on future-oriented green sectors to create millions of jobs across Europe. It will create regulatory and financial incentives to speed up the shift to this new system. It will set out an ambitious multi-year European stimulus package where every €1 million of public funds can leverage €20 million in total investments. It will act at local, regional, national and global levels.
Is the life, is the world that we're sharing just a fake, just a lie that we're burying? Can we admit that the life is less than we...
A Green New Deal means transforming our energy system away from our current intensive use of carbon and other resources. Today, only around 9% of our energy comes from renewables. The Greens want the EU to go further and move towards an economy that is based entirely on renewable energy. To make the best use of renewables, we need to develop our energy infrastructure. Creating a smart electricity supergrid would allow us to connect Europe and its resources, from offshore wind in the North Sea to solar power in the Mediterranean. The Amareleja solar park in Portugal can produce 93 million kilowatt-hours of electricity in 1 year. That's enough energy for 30,000 households. Environmental issues are already in the mainstream of politics. So what makes the Greens different, and how can they make a difference?
It seemed environmental issues have been in the mainstream of all political parties, but in the finish of the climate negotiations in Poznan, we could see that only Greens were ready to go for consequent climate protection and for economy.
We have today the experience. We are those who are driving legislation. For example, we did the important renewable energy legislation in the European Parliament, and we are not linked to big corporate interests. So we can drive positive policy because we are not bound to big corporate interests like the big energy oligopolies or the big car manufacturers. That's our advantage. We can move.
The quickest and cheapest action we can take under a Green New Deal is to stop wasting energy. Our homes, both old and new, must be made more efficient. We need to renovate houses to reduce wasted heat and design household appliances to use as little energy as possible. All this will reduce our energy bills and create millions of new jobs. There are already good examples to follow. In Germany, retrofitting buildings for energy efficiency created 145,000 additional jobs in 2006.
Why do we need action at European level?
We need action at European level because this is just too big a task for smaller member states, but even the bigger member states like Germany, France, UK, to do politics on their own.
It would be close to impossible to achieve a CO2 reduction of 40% because industrialized countries are always in a way in competition, and only if they agree on common targets they will make it.
A Green New Deal also means transforming our polluting transport system. Goods should be shifted from road to rail. People should have more efficient cars and easier access to green alternatives such as public transport, walking and cycling. Rail travel is 4 times more fuel efficient than even the most efficient car. Moving green means lower fuel bills. It means reducing our dependence on oil before it starts running out and getting more expensive. Train is the most energy efficient way to travel. For example, the high-speed Madrid to Seville train uses 0.7 litres of petrol per kilometre per passenger. That is more than twice as efficient as a bus, around 4 times more efficient than even a modest car, and more than 10 times more efficient than a plane.
What is the Green New Deal? Stress less, both us and the planet.
A Green New Deal to me is a win-win situation.
Innovation and happiness.
Revolution, the next industrial revolution.
A sensible way forward.
Taxpayers' money only for sustainable SMEs.
Well, a Green New Deal would bring us prosperity and a secure future for our children and our grandchildren, for sure.
We need a Green New Deal.
Is the life, is the world that we're sharing? Just a fake, just a lie that we're burying. Can we admit that the life is...
Environment issues are now mainstream issues. How are the Greens different from other political groups?
Greens were the first to raise the urgency of environmental problems, and we have the competence, we have the
clue where we are.